Let me see here. Oh, this is Gina. Hi, Gina. Hi, honey. Hey, Doc. I'm Gina. And after multiple rounds of antibiotics, this is where this is their big bad stuff is antibiotics. You don't want to kill bacteria. You want more of them. Remember the story of the lad on Ripley's Believe It or Not? Went up to Alaska. He had lymphoma. Went up to Alaska. An elder Eskimo put him on rotten meat. 3 months later, no lymphoma left. Cleaned his sewer system with him with the proteolytics. Basically cleaned him up with proteolytic bacterium. So why would you kill the very people you need? But that's medical thinking. And because of that, remember, bacteria is essential in lymph nodes. Essential. Because when cells start pooping, when a cell starts pooping, because cells poop, guys, cells poop. So when cells poop, that's acidic, but that's about 3 pH acid. You don't want to, that's Coca-Cola acid. So you can imagine if you were peeing Coke, it might hurt a little. Matter of fact, it'd probably be on your knees peeing, because that's painful. 3 is painful. Hold Coke in your mouth. Burn. That's what bacteria does. It acts upon these acids and breaks them down, bringing it to pH about to 6. Much better. Much better. Vital. And when you don't, notice those people that have a lot of antibiotic use, fibromyalgia, lupus, Lyme's, systemic acidosis, painful because they lack the bacteria to help them. And you get their eyes, you see sulfur all over the place, you see all these things all over the place. I've ended up with digestive issues. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. And you might, Gina, have some sulfur in there from these sulfate antibiotics. And that is gassy, bloaty, fungal, all that crap. And of course they don't do digestion worth a hoot because there's your beneficial bacteria that's being killed. And then, you ever notice how antibiotics kill the good? I hate to even use the good and bad thing with bacteria because there's no such thing. But it causes excessive fungal growth. Give a woman an antibiotic and she gets a yeast infection a lot of times. What is wrong with these guys? What's wrong with these guys? See, they have so few true things to help them heal anybody. Actually, very little, if any. They're starting to use our supplements. But you got to move to the herbs. That's where those secrets are. I switched from a vegan diet into a paleo diet with more protein. Less fruits because they bloat me terrible and give me fatigue. I think I don't digest well fructose. Nope, that's not the problem. Not the problem at all, honey. Not the problem at all. And you're going the wrong way. First of all, the paleo diet, what a joke. Man's not a paleo being, first of all. And a paleo diet, I get that they've added fruits and veggies to the paleo diet to make it more appeasing. But when you're in trouble, you do not do protein. And as long as you do, and as long as you have problems, I can't help you. It's that bad. I can't help you if you're going to eat proteins because I disagree with that. I've proved more over and over and over that proteins are pain producers. You don't do the paleo diets. Why does fruit cause so much bloating? That's because you're full of fungus. Exactly, you're full of fungus. You want to back your herbal use. I mean your fruit use with an herbal program, and then you won't have that problem. But herbs are very aggressive. I mean, fruits are very, very aggressive. And you don't want to go just because you don't like the symptoms you're seeing. That's not wise. The symptoms you're seeing shows you have problems in the GI tract, and fruits are very active at pulling. They're highly astringent. So you're going to see more of those type of symptoms. Plus, they definitely move fungal beds. So you're going the wrong way. And vegetables is not a good way to go anywhere. I mean, if you have no care about regeneration or detoxification, have your salads and a little fruit, okay. But my focus is regenerative detoxification and rebuilding the human body and consciousness. But fruits do bloat a lot of people that have GI tract problems. You can't let that stop you. You got to use herbs to back you up. And then it'll fix all this. That has nothing to do with fructose digestion whatsoever. Also, after being on Candida diet, what is a Candida diet? You guys want to tell me what a Candida diet is? All right. See, this is the kind of consciousness man has, and we have to change it. You know, since fungus like sugars, you can't have sugar, so you can't have fruit. All right. So what about vegetables? That's sugar. They're both carbohydrates. So a fruit is a carbohydrate and a vegetable is a carbohydrate. One starts with an F and one starts with a V. They're still carbohydrates. And guess what? They're still simple sugars. You can't get any simple sugar that, I don't care how ripe and how sweet a fruit tastes, it's still just simple sugar. I eat a piece of bread, I'm in polysaccharides, I'm in monosaccharides with fruit. Doesn't matter what it tastes like, what's the chemistry involved? Okay? So a lot of people just have this totally turned on backwards in that way. And so I'm going on a protein diet, which is an anti-candida diet. Is it really? You know what you do to yourself when you put yourself on a protein diet and avoid sugars? See, and you're not, because a paleo diet has vegetables in it. And vegetables are sugars. They feed candida, right? You have to understand, candida and fungus are about fermentation, not about healthy sugars. Put a handful of grapes on your kitchen counter tonight. Gina, put a handful of grapes on your kitchen counter, and I want to put you a piece of bread on the kitchen counter. And I want you to leave that there for a week. And I want you to tell me which one grows mold, fungus, on it first. The fruit or the bread? Which one? You know already, if you guys have done any, in the house or in the kitchen a lot, I can tell you right off. You don't get mold on fruit. That's fungus attacking fruit. You don't get mold on fruit till when? It starts to ferment because it's dying. In its healthy state, it's not a fungal food. If you're eating, all these fermented foods, those are fungal foods. You eat fermented mushrooms, you eat fermented anything, those are fungal foods. Because fungus is involved in fermentation processes. Bacterium in putrefaction. So you're talking, people don't realize what they're saying sometimes when they're talking about this. But you guys got to get this down and realize this, because you have to articulate this to other people and get them to understand that they have it all wrong. Fruit tastes sweet and delicious, but it's not because of its fructose. Fructose isn't the only taste that tastes sweet like that. There are some fruit that does not taste sweet at all, and it's still fructose. Notice that? So each is a specialized set of chemistry. The whole chemistry in and of itself makes it what it is. So you have some berries that are bitter. Still fructose. How do you explain that? See, so we're chewing on the wrong piece of food. And the wrong concepts, wrong ideas. And so you keep moving yourself away from truth because you didn't like the experiences instead of digging more into it, honey. So let's dig more into that. And realize, take some herbs to back up your fruit when you're this bad. And you're going to want to take an herbal, because there is no such thing as a candida-free diet. Because you go on a high-protein diet, you just mess yourself up bad. And there's not worth that, because that doesn't get rid of your candida. Because you'll still have fat breaking down, you'll still have your sugars. You can't run and hide from this problem. You've got to detox this problem out of you. You can't run and hide from it. And you can't change your diet into foods that are not designed for the body, that's acidic, and acidify you all over again, because there goes your kidneys, there goes your adrenals, and now you'll have more fungus. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So you got to get this down, Gina. or you're gonna be bumping around like a leaf blowing in the wind. Over to this, over to this, over to this, over to this. Get yourself focused. Let someone help you that's experienced. You got rawfig.com. You got all these RD people. These guys know exactly about this and how to help you up with this. So our counselors here, all that sort of thing. Get a counselor to put your foot on the right path, get you through this bloaty stuff. But pull a picture of your eyes and look at it. You could have sulfur big time. That would make sense. You know, you get gassy, bloaty with sulfur, and fruit is very proactive at pulling sulfur out. Also, after being on a Candida diet, I've lost weight, pounds, and my digestion is poor. But you're not following what I'm telling you to, so you're taking yourself down to Hellville again, following what everybody got. Ideas and opinions are out there, and no offense, I don't blame you, but at the same time, don't run from this. You got to get fungus out of you. There are plenty of antifungal herbs to do that. At the same time, move your lymph. I've had fungus in people so bad their toenails are all yellow, right, and stuff. I can use antifungals on them, and you'll see half of it go away, but not as effectively until I do what? Clean the sewer system. Clean the lymph system, and then it's all gone. See what I'm saying here? We're talking about your sewer systems. This is where all the gnarlies are. This is the sewage place. And it's all through you because your cells poop and you have 100 trillion of them and they don't move. They're stuck where they are, brains and all. So everybody has to dump into fluids that carry it away. All cells have to be serviced on site. That's why you have spaces around all your cells called interstitial spaces. I've got to get the boys in there with the foods, and I got to get the sewage trucks, the SOS trucks in there, and get all that sewage out of there. I got to have spaces to do that. Interstitial spaces, all hooked to the vascular systems of lymph vessels and blood vessels. Everything is so hooked together to work in harmony, to feed and clean. And then you have the cells to run and make the organism. I have Candida and bacterial imbalances, also parasites, I guess. You got to get on our kits. I can't even say it anymore, honey. You got to at least get on a month worth of kits. You could do the first kit twice. Deworm yourself, because if you see worms up the first kit, I'd do it again. You want to take care of any worms and stuff, and you can't just change your diet and think you're going to get rid of your parasites. You got to do some anti-parasitic work, and there's nothing like the Botanical kingdom for that. Man has used herbs for ridding their bodies of parasites since time immemorial. So that's what you need to do, sweetheart, and get your lymph moving because you're losing weight. It kind of sounds like you're getting interstitial lymphatic constipation here. You're malabsorbed, in other words. And use anti-candida herbals to get rid of this and move your lymph. Get on your kidneys, your adrenals, and it sounds like you got some things going on in your gut here. So get on the GI broom, stomach and bowel formulas, lymphatics, and put yourself down the road of a good detox. And I promise you'll enjoy it, and it'll clean you right up. You know, but see where you are. Wait a minute. I also don't have menstruation and my bilirubin high. Well, clean out your liver, spleen. In other words, get yourself on our detox program. I don't know how to say it anymore. Or one very similar. You know, try to find similar herbs if you can, whatever. But that's the kind of direction you want to go in. And start opening up your body's elimination. That way you're going to clean the liver, the spleen, you're going to clean the blood, the lymph. Everything's going to start getting cleaned and opened up, and so things are going to start getting stronger. The sleeping is going to wake up because you're energizing and you're cleaning and enhancing and rebuilding. All of this is done with the foods and the herbs. Those two things will clean and rebuild your human body. They're designed to do that. And get yourself down the road. Now, woman without menses, I don't know what your age is, Gina, but it sounds like you should be menstruating, right? So, where are you going to go? Where are you going to go? I heard you. And you're right. So, you can focus on the pituitary two different ways. Actually, three different ways. You can do a pituitary glandular, which I don't use anymore. You can use the pituitary herbs, which I do use. And then you can use the female reproductive formula, which is a progesterone type formula. It is not an estrogenic formula. I do not make a female estrogenic formula. And there's a good reason for that. Because there's way too many women with estrogen dominance, and that's the worst thing you could do to a woman is give them more estrogen. Send them out the roof. And many doctors have done that, get them on estrogen replacement programs, and they're already estrogen dominant. They didn't understand that and sent the woman into some serious repercussions. That's not smart. So, you want to look at that. You can do the female reproductive formula for a month or so, but I'll tell you this. All you ladies that are within the age of having children and stuff like that, give the body a clean. Get your human body cleaned up. Get your glands on and everything, because you're bringing these high souls into this world. And you ladies are the cheeses. You're the ones. And so it's your responsibility to get your bodies healthy and these babies, because they're going to bring the souls in here to help. And these, there's some big, powerful beings out there, so you ladies are very important to the future of this planet and health-wise. So, but anyway, go after your pituitary with this, and on a good program, you can do that. You can add that in on the second, say the first month or second month, or you'll get your period back for sure. For sure, but you don't want it just back. You want everything healthy because you want it back and you want it proper and you want the uterine cleaned and everything done to where you miss spot. And when you do conceive, you hold to term, everything's nice, the baby's clean, everything's good, the baby's not red and full of mucus and all this other kind of crap.